Greetings, my champions of the light, and welcome to Oathbound, the classic challenge where we must reach level 60 while doing battle with only worthy foes. And by worthy foes, I mean we can only do battle with orange level enemies. And all the while we must maintain our sacred oath. We must ignore lesser creatures. We must only do battle with worthy foes. And we must never bring dishonor to ourselves. And after perishing in the last episode, I had barely made it to level 5, and it's a good thing we did, my friends. For my friends, it is through these professions that I aim to make quite a lot of coin. We have no choice to put on hold our paladin ways and turn to mining the various copper nodes around Elven Forest. And while we are at it, my friends, we may as well gather as many herbs as we can as well. For to get the equipment that we will need to return to battle, we will need all the coin we can obtain. And my friends, in my weakened state, I can barely pick a flower, let alone challenge any of these creatures. And I also appear to be struggling to even break rocks with this mining pick. However, thanks to this neat little trick that I suggest you try, I can swap between searching for herbs and mining ores on my minimap by simply flicking my scroll wheel up and down. And in better days, I may have challenged this Defias bandit in order to obtain this mining node. This Defias bandit would not stand a chance. And they say that patience is a virtue. But it doesn't matter how long I wait. This criminal scum is clear that they are not going to part ways with this copper ore, and so I head further eastward into the Elven Forest. And although I do have some marginal luck, many of the herbs in this area are surrounded by bandits or are too difficult for me to collect, like these wretched earthroot that taunt me from afar. Eventually, my friends, I find the Ridgepoint Tower, where a large quantity of ore is easily obtainable. However, my friends, these wretched earthroot, they simply won't budge. I am too weak even to pull them from the ground, and so they remain there attached to the earth, taunting me as I dwell in my failure. How can a paladin like me hope to purge the world of wickedness if I can't even do a spot of gardening? However, my friends, I soon realized that if I want to have access to all of these ores and herbs, then perhaps I have been too merciful. As some of you disciples had commented previously, there is no honor in being a Defias bandit, camping an ore node, so why shouldn't I lure them into a trap and aid the Stormwind Guard in their efforts to push back the Defias thugs from Elven Forest? And what do you know, I'm finally able to obtain the ore. Some of you may call this dishonorable, but who are you to judge me? You are not the one who perished in the last episode. And as I venture further west following the rock pools, I soon discover that there appears to be a lack of copper mining nodes, and even herbs. And soon it's not long before I find the culprit. It turns out an illegal alien is stealing the resources. If only I still had my hammer, I would be tempted to bring justice for my people. Hey, but what in blazes are you? Yeah, I am not able to fight these yellow-level creatures, as they are not considered worthy opponents, even though I am almost completely naked. However, my friends, so long as I don't actually hit them, you can hardly say I assisted in a kill when I drag them over to the Stormwind Guard. And just like that, my friends, I am once more able to collect some resources that were previously unobtainable for a paladin like me. And what do you know, it appears that blue-skinned illegal alien has returned. And aside from killing the local wildlife, I began to wonder if they are actually trying to clear that wolf den in order to obtain the mining node. And so I lie in wait. I won't let them steal the resources that belong to our people. Right, my disciples? Okay, maybe I was mistaken. They're not actually going for the ore this time. Oh, but this guy was. Hey there, friend. And as I regain my strength and level up my herbalism skill, I am finally feeling worthy enough to pull out this earthroot once and for all. as I am certain it will be worth a lot of coin. Hello? Yeah. You are mine now, Earthroot, and even your brethren will not escape my holy wrath. And the Ridgepoint Tower suddenly became a lot more lucrative, and I can barely make up my mind, as it appears I am now spoiled for choice. These prowlers are level 9 and level 10, and even with my full armaments I would likely perish in a 1v1 battle against these very worthy foes. But why should I let some damned dogs get between me and my copper ore? Instead, I resort to pulling back their entire pack to the Ridgepoint Tower, luring them to their demise. And all to obtain this copper ore. None will stand between me and my destiny. Fun fact, you guys. Unlike the native wolves of Elwyn Forest, these prowlers are actually an entire different species, brought over here by the wretched orcs. And at least that's what someone told me once upon a time. Finally, with the resources that we set out to obtain, I begin making my way back towards Stormont City, gathering all of the precious copper ores and herbs that I can find on my return. And having satisfied my hunger for rock and stone, I visit the auction house, where I am astonished to see that copper ore is actually more valuable than the copper bars. And so I painstakingly list 110 copper ore, worth over 2 silvers each. And even the stone goes for a small amount of coin, as do the flowers that I have collected. Although, my friends, strangely enough, I discover that the earthroot does not appear to be that valuable, and I can only surmise that these elixirs that you would craft through alchemy aren't as very useful outside of hardcore WoW. But hopefully I can still make some coin at a later date. I store these earthroot in the bank, the only safe place, or if I were to perish with the earthroot upon me, I would lose everything in my bags, as it happened in the last episode. Now, my friends, I will take a break and allow time for the excellent economy on this realm to catch up to the new influx of my resources. And what do you know, we return a while later and discover that there are plenty of adventurers in the city, as my mailbox is absolutely jam-packed with coin. And while at first all I seem to be receiving are a few copper coins for those rough stone that I auctioned, soon I discover that it turns out a lot of the copper ore and the herbs also sold. Quite a lot of coin for a level 5 paladin like me. And so we make our ways back to Goldshire, and I finally visit that weaponsmith and purchase the wooden mallet that I had discovered in the last episode. It wasn't that long ago before a weapon like that seemed far too expensive and very much out of reach. But thanks to my gathering professions, I am able to purchase a full set of light mail gear from the armorsmith. And oh boy, do I feel like a powerful paladin now. And I even take the opportunity to purchase my new spell, Judgment. And having recovered from the setback previously, I am now fully prepared to once more do battle with orange level enemies. And so that you don't miss out on our next adventure, where we continue battling our way through Elwyn Forest, please consider subscribing. And of course, my friends, always remember, light be with you.